Hi, sweetie pie. Grandma Suzanne here. At, in contrast to whoever took over my t-shirt and my books last night at about 2:30 a.m. or whatever it was, reading you a book when they shouldn't have been reading because they weren't awake. So I'm going to redeem it reading the book now. Yoko's Paper Cranes. There will be life in this reading because the person reading it will be awake. By Rosemary Wells. And as you can see on the cover, those look like little cats. Whoever read it to you last night said, oh, look, there's a cute little teddy bear. Okay, enough said. On the cover, inside cover, we always like to look at these. Sometimes they're just cool colors, but this one has, notice that it's like a map of parts of the world, and the little places are, it looks like fabric, but it's really origami paper. And they use them. Hey, hold on a second, you. Gabby, are you a little sneaky? You think that because I'm reading to my boy, I'm not going to notice that you're taking helpings of food that are not yours? You've had several very nice helpings today, so we are, as it were, finished. So I'm going to put these out of the way and go back to reading to my boy. Okay, here I am again. Now, what was going on last night? I don't know, but here you have it, which is kind of fun. To take the world and instead of putting just normal things, to kind of make shapes out of paper and put them where we expect continents to be. And then in the middle of it, there's a pineapple and, I don't know, a lemon. It's orange, but it's the shape of a lemon. Continuing. Oh, this is beautiful paper. I showed you that last night. Well, whoever that tired person was. Beautiful little flowers. Yoko's Paper Cranes. Those are cranes. That's what a bird called a crane looks like. We don't have them around here, but they're beautiful. Well, we actually do have something like it. The great blue heron and the small green heron. We have those around here, but we don't have cranes like this. But this is going to be cranes folded out of paper. Yoko's Paper Cranes by Rosemary Wells. And you see this? Somebody last night said, oh, it's a teddy bear. The clue, aside from everything else, the whiskers. I don't think bears have whiskers. And those are two paper cranes. I wish to thank Johanna Hurley, well, it's really pronounced Joanna Hurley, my co-designer and master cutter of Japanese paper. And in this picture, you will see 8 little cats in various clothing attire. Some are in little jumpers and dresses with different colors, and some are in what seem to be like kimonos. Moving on, turning the page. When Yoko was very small, she and her grandmother, Obasan, fed the cranes in the pond at the end of the garden. There she is with her grandmother. That is a very, very, very cute picture. And they fed the cranes at the end of the garden. Beautiful picture. There's a fly. The cranes stay in our garden only a few months, said Obasan to Yoko. Then they fly away from Japan. Beautiful. See, she's pouring her tea. Isn't that nice? Do you know any other grandmother that likes tea? I thought you might. Don't go, said Yoko. The cranes come back every year, said Obasan. But Yoko, she sees these cranes, and she sees them flying away. And she says, don't go, don't go. But her grandmother says, they come back every year. Yoko's grandfather, Ojisan, taught her to fold paper into cranes. There they are, and he's showing her how to fold them. And if you notice, along the edge, which whoever read it to you last night was too tired to notice, it starts with the paper, a square, and he puts it in that position. And then he starts folding it. And then it goes around. And all of these steps show you how he folds it. And I have a lot of paper. I have a lot of origami paper and have, I think, more than one book that shows us how to fold it, which we will do. Manual dexterity. We'll wait for that a little bit, but we will do this. We can make a whole mobile out of this shapes. Wait a second. Why didn't I think of this before? Oh, my. You will not believe this. You will not believe this at all. But I just remembered seeing this. It's in your mom's really cool, basket of things. And look what I found. Oh, my. If I'm not mistaken, I think she might have gotten this from your Grandma Kathy's sister, who I think makes these beautiful things and sells them. Let me show you, because do you know what these are? Can you guess what these are? These are paper cranes. And I'm just realizing that's what the book is about. They're about the grandfather that makes paper cranes with his granddaughter. Can you see them up close? Look at them. They're beautiful. And this is amazing because these are tiny. And the smaller something is, the harder it is to make. And then they have a little bead at the bottom, which is pretty, and it acts as a bit of a weight. So that, let me flip this over. So that they hang down so pretty. There we go. That doesn't happen often, that we're reading a book and it turns out we have the very thing that the book is about, and that I knew where it was right away. I don't even know how this got here. Maybe it was with your mom's stuff. It's beautiful. And then see, it has these little colorful beads that add color. We love color. Oh, this is just beautiful. Okay, I'm going to put it down and then we'll go on reading the book. But I'm going to put it down so it does not hurt them in any way. But these little pictures show how they folded it to make those little things and how he's folding it. And when you're a little bit older, we'll make some of our own. Oji-san made cranes, frogs, grenouille, and lots of other animals out of his colored papers. See, he's folding them and making all these different shapes out of his colored papers. And on this page, you can see many of them. Oh, it's getting dark. There's some more. Beautiful. We can make all sorts of them. When Yoko was a big girl, she and her mama and papa sailed far away from Japan. But Yoko never forgot Obasan and Oji-san, her grandparents. She's waving goodbye, the big waves, the big boat that's taking her away from Japan. But she never forgot her grandparents. Never forget your grandparents. Every week a letter came to Yoko and her family in America. There she is, in her cute little American clothes. There's the American flag. There's her house with the yellow door. There's her mailbox, fire hydrant, flowers, and fence. And all along the bottom are the pretty and colorful envelopes that she's getting with stamps on them from Japan. And this side, see, they write it in Japanese, and then over here they write it in English so they can deliver it to her. Every week, a letter went back to Obasan and Oji-san in Japan. I love the way the drawings are in the middle of the page and then there's like a border around it with the design, but then sometimes the border, the parts of the pictures come outside of the border. That's kind of fun. It's a little bit like Jan Brett, the author, the illustrator and author that we read in a few books last week, but different, of course. Obasan's birthday was in winter. Do you know anyone else's birthday's in winter? January. Hers is January 17th. Yoko had no money to buy a birthday present. So Obasan is her grandmother, and her birthday is January 17th, but Yoko has no money to buy her a present. Look at all the things from her new country. American flags, watermelon, ice cream cone, Empire State Building. I guess that's what that is. Yoko knew that thousands of miles away in Japan, Obasan's garden was cold and snowy. Obasan was waiting for the cranes to come back to her garden pond. But they wouldn't come now because look how snowy and cold it is. Yoko asked her mother for beautiful paper. She folded the paper into a crane just as Oji-san, her grandfather, had shown her. See? She starts out at the top with the square and folds it, and then folds it again, then opens it and different things, and then she's folding it in, and all those steps. Down here, more folding, and then that's what you get, just like we have in this. Same thing. Started out as that rectangle, as that square in the on sideways looking like a diamond at the upper corner of the page, and it turns into these beautiful things, each one. Oh, I can't wait to do some origami myself. I think I might get that book and start making some things. So, she folded the paper into a crane just as Oji-san had shown her. She made 3 cranes of different colors, then she put them in a package and put stamps on the package. And she gives it to the mailman, who happens to also be a cat. The mailman took it and sent it in an airplane across the sea. All night that airplane flew from warm California to wintry Japan. There's wintry Japan, and there's the wide ocean. There's warm California, and there's the airplane that's taking her package all the way to her grandparents in wintry Japan. Another mailman left the package at Obasan's door. Obasan opened the package. She and Oji-san hung Yoko's cranes in the kitchen window. Look at that. Just like we have it here. We'll hang it in our kitchen window. Oh, that's beautiful. I think we're going to have a lot of these around the house. Obasan opened Yoko's birthday card. It was written in Japanese. Soon I will come back to Japan, just like the cranes, is what the card said. The paper cranes turned on their strings, like ours. Happy birthday from Yoko tingled in the air around the cranes. Just like ours are. You know what's nice about it is the way they move with just a little bit of movement because they're so lightweight. If you hang other things, they don't move as readily if they weigh more. Obasan sipped her green tea while the snow fell outside the window. Do you see the smile on her face? Because she has those beautiful cranes that came from her granddaughter. And the letter that says that her granddaughter's coming for a visit. And look, there's a crane, and on the crane's back is her little granddaughter. There's another picture of her. Yoko on the back of a crane, coming to see her grandmother. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. I love this book, and I'm glad that you got it read to you a second time by somebody who was more awake. It says at the back, Rosemary Wells is the award-winning author of more than 50 books for children, including the New York Times bestseller Emily's First 100 Days of School and the celebrated Macduff series. She is the author of the acclaimed Yoko and a new line of easy-to-read books, Yoko and Friends, School Days, that features this beloved kitten and her best friend Timothy. Yoko is also the star of a television series on PBS Kids' Bookworm Bunch. Ms. Wells lives in Westchester County, New York. Beautiful book. Well, I'm going to sign off with these beautiful cranes. Oh, I'm so lucky that I just saw them a couple days ago so that you could see them while we read a book about them. Okay, sweetie pie, I love you to bits. I hope you have a splendid, splendid, splendid evening. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, sweetie pie.